They say at WhatCulture, everyone's got a gimmick. An eel. A drink. A podcast that can be controlled. But the great ones, they use it to their advantage. They own it. They've got them right where they want them. The rest just haven't figured it out yet.
See, guys, anything's possible in the pyramid.
So, Uno!
Wait, are we not playing poker?
Well, this didn't work. Do you go back to Vegas?
Yeah?
Okay.
Welcome back to fabulous WhatCulture Mania Las Vegas. 4 nights, free entry. You'll be getting WrestleMania ups and downs live in the Luxor Hotel and Casino. And start spreading the news because we're bringing Raw and SmackDown watch parties to New York, New York. Plus, there will be even more huge announcements coming soon. So sign up and be the first to know.
Yes, anything really is possible in the pyramid.
Hello and welcome to the AEW Dynamite review. We are the Dudley Boys of WhatCulture. I'm Adam Wilbourn, joined by Michael Hamflett, Michael Sidgwick, here to review everything that happened on last night's episode of AEW Dynamite. But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. We do daily wrestling podcasts where we not only review AEW Dynamite, but also Raw, SmackDown, the show formerly known as NXT 2.0. Pay-per-views, premium live events. We have interviews, roundtable discussions, and a roundup of the week complete with a pretty good quiz, of course, on WrestleCulture. As I said, though, joined by Hamflett and Sidgwick to review last night's Dynamite and the go-home show ahead of AEW Revolution.
Mostly really damn good in the ring. I hate to say I told you so.
Yeah.
I had a feeling AEW's rinky-dink production was going to undermine what I thought was like a nice idea, the likes of which I'd like to see more. I'll describe the main event segment and the way they approached it as a noble failure. I just knew it. I didn't trust them from the start to get this right. And
you did call this yesterday.
And they got it wrong.
Yeah, disappointing, that last bit, because I was sort of rooting for it as well. Like, I'll probably find myself trying to defend this one by the time I actually get to it in the review.
Be honest.
Ooh, should I? Like,
yeah.
Okay, well, I thought a lot of the show was boring, but good. Like, this was a good... It wasn't a good go-home show. I've got some thoughts that I'm going to save for the hour we're going to do for Daily Discourse today, the preview of the actual pay-per-view. And I'm going to try, we always say this, we try and then keep it brief and then you end up overlapping. This wasn't a good go-home show. It's made me question, like, looking up and down the card, how many matches have actually been well-built as opposed to simply built. But a fine wrestling show. Like, I really don't mean that to sound as hair ruffly as it does. Like a fine wrestling show with a match that I really like.
Yeah, one awesome match.
Which had very high expectations going in.
Yeah.
But the what they got wrong was disappointing in the closing segment.
It was the most important thing.
Well, let's get into this show. Good start to the show, though. It started with Ian Riccaboni being revealed as commentating on this show alongside Don Giovanni and Bryan Danielson. Oh, off to a great start, in fact.
I'm not being funny. The commentary was better.
Yeah, I agree.
Brian's so great, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like, Riccaboni's good.
Unfortunately, then it took a turn because then the Death Riders music hit. And out comes John Moxley and Claudio. Oh, again, starting the show. Okay.
I get it.
Versus, surprise, surprise, 2 members of the Don Callis family. Obviously, this is because Mox and Takeshita are facing on Sunday. But it was also, as I mentioned, Claudio for the Death Riders and Hechicero. Did Shafir take the piss at one point of this?
I think so.
Did she do a bit of the old... But, I mean, the DCF did get their payback on Shafir.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right, lads. Anyway, they build initially early on to Mox and Takeshita going at it. So, you know, it's Claudio and Hechicero having some good back and forth early on. But in comes Mox, in comes Takeshita, who's got a bit of a shiner from that match with Claudio on Collision. And they trade shoulder blocks and, well, middle fingers. But to take us to a break, in comes Hechicero and Claudio back in, and Hechicero hits a head scissors slam that looked nice to take us to the break, as I said. And then we come back. There's a Takeshita hot tag, but Moxley blocks the power... He runs wild, by the way. Moxley blocks the power drive knee. They both they just trade big boots and forearms. Claudio wants an uppercut and comes in and hits that, and Moxley turns Takeshita inside out with a big lariat. Keeps going for submissions, but Takeshita gets to the ropes. Mox wants a pile driver. Takeshita escapes. Power drive knee. They're both down. In comes Claudio and Hechicero, and Claudio dodges a charge in the corner. Hechicero goes to the outside. There's a running, seated senton off the apron, and that is where, Shafir does her best Hechicero impression. It all breaks down. Claudio gets a very brief giant swing. They trade charges in the corner. Hechicero hits a front slam into a guillotine leg drop for 2, but then nearly runs into the referee, and this shenanigans allows Claudio to just poke him in the eye, inside cradle, to steal the win and get the 1-2-3. Post-match, here comes other members of the Don Callis family, that being Lance Archer and Mark Davis, who's got a great ass. They attack Mox and Claudio. Shafir got shoulder tackled, I think, by Lance Archer in all this. And Don Callis just is on the ramp watching on. They want Takeshita to brain Moxley with a chair, basically, but he refuses to do it and stops Mark Davis from doing it as well. He wants to do it the right way on Sunday, Sidge.
Yeah, this feels like it's going on and on and on, this Takeshita slow burn. Maybe they could do 2 proper developments at once where the respective stables beat the shit out of both of them.
Oh, okay.
Post-match. I don't know. A familiar story, this, in that I'm not inspired. I wasn't inspired by the match graphic. I knew the match was going to be good. As the match was, in fact, good. What else is it going to be? I got into it, particularly the quite unique exchanges between Claudio and Hechicero in the way that they do a good job without presenting him as like a main event level threat or whatever. But like Claudio often looks like such a beast in an AEW ring, and watching someone be able to, like, no pun intended, neutralize him with like a completely different, like really difficult to defend pro wrestling approach, I found it really refreshing. And their exchanges were nice. Then tells me that they've gone to this pairing once too often, but when Moxley and Takeshita finally got in the ring together, I'm like, it feels like I've seen this for ages, or for a long ass time. So when they are like, fighting fire with fire and pelting each other with elbows and having their macho standoff, I'm not like, oh yeah, it's these two. In a preview of the match I'm looking forward to, it was just kind of more good wrestling. I will say I really did like the spot where they're having this macho, strong style chop battle, a strike battle, where it's like forearm to the mush, rub it off, bang, straight in, and then bang, bang, bang. There was one beat where I'm thinking, will one of yous fall over? Because he can't keep coming back from this. And I loved it when Claudio was like, you know what, I'll do it. I'll take your head off. So he just jumps into frame when Moxley's still sort of recovering and just crunch wallops Takeshita. I can't tell you how much I hated the finish of this match. I was like, what are we doing here? And why am I watching it? I'm not saying everything must be heel versus babyface just because it's US pro wrestling. But my God, I mean, it's existed in its current form for about well over a century for a perfectly good reason. Like when they did the eye poke roll up, like, is it just people who want to be hard having matches? Is that what we're doing? Because what is the difference between a good to really good, like impeccably wrestled, faultless on a certain mechanical level match, where I don't really have a rooting interest in either team? Like, what is the difference between this area of the program and NXT Black and Gold from like 2021? Wrestling's probably better. It's obviously louder. It's hotter. But I am just like, clearly the Don Callis family, and I know there's like different dynamics within it where Fletcher could go face. Takeshita's pretty much already there, and they are slowly resenting him for it. And but they are represented by Don Callis. I know that they are the heels. Don Callis is, in some ways, the most pushed heel in the company, not named MJF, considering how much TV time he gets. Don't know what's going on with the Death Riders. What is going on with the Death Riders? Care to help?
I'm glad you said that before I did, because I didn't want to get accused, because I like WWE of like having a pancakes waffle situation here.
Yeah.
Moxley Takeshita, as I illustrated when we talked about it at the time, was pretty much a story told in the finish of the Grand Slam match. And then you cannot call what's happened in this build continuing development. You just can't.
No.
Moxley has wrestled every week, and win, lose, or draw those matches. You're not going to tell me that like he's going to feel any more or less threatened by the challenge of Takeshita than he did when the bell rang at Grand Slam.
Of this anchored by a virtually meaningless title. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, like the fact that the stakes are kind of, you have to make them up in your head is another problem here. So when I say that, I'm not then going, right, so what I want next week is a title celebration and then a contract. So I'm not arguing for cycling through the stuff that fills the weeks, but it's almost like there's been the opposite of effort made. Like, yes, we know the Takeshita character. We thought we knew the Moxley character, and it feels like we've been asked to forget a bit about that. And matches have happened. And I think maybe there's been some consultation, or we know Tony Khan, we think Tony Khan like listens or like takes his own thought of the best way to promote wrestling, then listens to the constructive criticism he likes. And I know there was a long time that there was this idea that, well, you know, like matches are the story. Like, don't patronize me, of course I know that. And you know that like matches, to build to other matches, is the way it was done before there was really any other way to do it on wrestling television. Like, I would argue that if that's been the attempt here, it's failed. It has failed. And I would say I don't even think it's been the attempt. I think I'm being generous saying that. I think John Moxley is asked to wrestle every week and wrestled. And then they've gone, I keep it Takeshita based, will you? Don Callis family based. We'll eat in a big stable there. It's a poor story. And if you didn't love the Grand Slam match, and it got mixed reviews, I feel.
Thought it was good.
If you didn't love it, I don't think they've done anywhere near as an effective job at selling you on the rematch. And as Sidge points out, the belt is meaningless. We feel like one turn's been as good as abandoned with Moxley, and the other one is already a dead cert with Takeshita.
And it's been going on a very, very, very long time.
Feels drained of the drama.
And that match is almost guaranteed to go over 20 minutes, considering the history.
And the live crowd will love it. It'll be one of the night's bangers and all of that. And in that respect, it'll satisfy one of the briefs. But, I mean, in terms of anticipation, which I do think it is reasonable to say is vitally important when you're selling a pay-per-view.
Of course it is.
Fallen miles short with this.
Yeah, I was watching this going, like, I saw the finish and I'm thinking, like, legitimately, I'm asking out loud, what are we doing here and why? Because if the story's not particularly good, if I've got no rooting interest in one team to beat the other because, I don't know, because the other team are, like, cheating or the other team are being complete arseholes and it's enjoyable to watch, but come on, enough's enough, whatever. They're both doing it to each other. It feels endless. It feels like there's been more Death Rider versus DCF matches than those, you know, really sort of boring money stakes tags, all-star tags that we're doing post All In Texas. It just feels like, well, what am I missing if I don't watch this? Like, other than a good match. Oh, the next one will be good. That's AEW's thing. I just like, it's not, I understand that we can sound spoiled and maybe negative for the sake of it or labor on these points too long. And I will reiterate, when I'm in, you know, the process of watching these matches, I'm watching like the great execution and Takeshita's absolute baseball bat crack of a forearm. Like, I'm not just watching it like that. Like, I am into it, but then what's it for?
After this, Renee was backstage with TBS champion Willow Nightingale and CMLL women's champion Persephone. Nightingale says this is a match she's wanted for a while. They trade congratulations on beating up, sorry, where my man is, Mercedes.
Money.
Persephone says, well, I hit her harder. And Willow says, well, I hope you hit even harder tonight. I can take it. And they fist bump ahead of the match a little bit later on. Wonder what time that will be. Don Callis is backstage. We almost got it. Hyping up Carl Fletcher before his Bailey match for the TNT title. MJF walks in, says, beautiful man. Make sure you beat the you-know-what out of the dollar store karate kid for kicking me in the face last week. Kyle quite rightly goes, I don't know who you think you're talking to. I'm going to take orders from you, but I will do that, obviously. And MJF tells Callis, teach your guys how to talk to the world champion, and he walks off, and Carl says, we're not working for him, right? And Don's like, no.
Interesting. Good. Like, that's interesting.
They've had previous.
Yeah. Like,
MJF and Callis.
It's another way in which they appear to be building multiple programs for MJF at the same time in service of different things, TVs, pay-per-views, something even further beyond that, like long-standing rivalries and that. I like this a great deal. I like this development of Kyle Fletcher's potential babyface splitting from the Don Callis family more than Takeshita's at this point. I feel like I've got more investment in that one at the moment.
No, same.
I'm not going to do this next match justice. Obviously, high expectations, as we mentioned on the preview. But this was, of course, TNT champion Kyle Fletcher versus Speedball Mike Bailey.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my! 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 Oh my god!
Excellent.
Yep.
I'll try and give as much of a summary as I can, but yeah, go and watch this match. To take us to a break, by the way. Kyle caught a kick from Mike Bailey after they'd really gone for each other straight out of the gate. Scooped him up, wants to send him into the ring post, lawn dart him into that, but Bailey gets out of it and hits a poison runner on the apron. That was just a break spot. When we come back, Bailey hits a huge moonsault, sends him back into the ring, but misses the splash. Fletcher wants a baseball slide, but he misses, and Bailey hit a corkscrew plancher, and there's a 2 count in there. Bailey got a standing sleeper a little bit later. Fletcher crumpled down, and Bailey hit a standing moonsault to his arm. Kyle again kicked out of 2, so Bailey goes for the arm bar, but Fletcher picks him up with one arm and hits a power bomb. They're out on the floor after this. Kyle Fletcher tries to power bomb Bailey, but he rolls through. It's that beautiful moonsault double knee drop. He rolls Fletcher onto the apron, wants another moonsault, but Fletcher kicks him away. He charges at Bailey, Speedball sends him back into the ring, heads up top. There's an arm bar up there. Fletcher is on the top rope, and Bailey flips back into the ring and hits an avalanche poison rana.
Fantastic.
Oh my! Oh my! Oh my! Oh my! Oh my! Oh my! Oh my god!
Sick. I like it.
Flamingo kick. Fletcher kicks out at 2. He hits the ultimate weapon, does Bailey, but he misses time and adventure, so Fletcher spikes him on his head. Speedball kicks out at 2. Then Kazuchika Okada appears. I've got the screwdriver. There's a distraction for the referee, and there's Mark Davis to run down, pass the title to, I think it was the Trios title actually rather than the TNT, but regardless, pass the title to Fletcher, who clonks Bailey with it. Brainbuster, 1, 2, 3.
I thought this was magnificent. The question is probably going to get asked, and the talking point, was it as good as the first one? I don't think so, because that first one felt special. Like, I cannot believe that first one felt like, because I didn't like as much as some people, the Fletcher Hangman main event. Is it Full Gear?
Yeah, the long one.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that felt long for the sake of long. Not, like, people loved it, I guess, but how many people talk about it now? I think maybe there's a bit of generosity there. People want AEW to be really good as much as anything else, I think. That match was like, no. This was perfect. It made so much better use of the time. It was just felt like a TV5 just happening in front of you. And so maybe expectations were very high for this, but they met them. It just wasn't quite as good as the first one. Still an absolutely phenomenal match. Like, what I loved about it, and the problem I have with a lot of matches of this general type is that the more of them you watch, and my God, it feels like they're creeping out of fashion a bit because they're just so prevalent, is that the more you watch them, that potency of like, Jesus Christ, this is amazing. How is that not the finish? You start to work out, right, well, I know the rhythm of it now.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the finish. That's not the finish. That's not the finish. If it's a merely very good version of this match, I'd almost start to resent it and get numb to and bored by it, because it just feels like, why am I going to pop for this move? I'm going to see this wrestler take something similar in 2 minutes' time and then get back in 4 minutes' time. The difference with the very best matches, and this is just in that tier below, is everything feels like it's going to be the finish, because it looks so ostensibly devastating that how can it not be? And the care taken to just add the extra second of struggle and the extra second of intent is the difference in these matches. It's a matter of seconds in inches to take a match like this where it's like, yeah, really good. I'm an arsehole for not enjoying this that much to this is amazing. My head's getting blown off. For example, 2 examples. There was a struggle for that. The ridiculous thing. All right, Dynamite rolls on, and so does his head up the ramp because that poison Rana on the apron was disgusting. They took that little bit of time to just develop that sense of unease. And it was like, oh God, I think I know where this is going. He's trying to get out of it. Nope, he's just been decapitated internally. Oh God. Amazing. But like, as well, like once they got back into the ring, or maybe just before, I think it's Fletcher, tries to go for a powerbomb, right? Tries to go for a powerbomb. And it's like that last ride where it's like, wedgie up, I'm going to yank you down using every single flex of power I have in my bicep. And the nanosecond before it looks like the impact is just going to break the back of Mike Bailey, that's when he starts to rotate to do the Hurricane Rana reversal, which, by the way, Fletcher only tucks at the very last moment himself. It's like, how do these dudes do this? It looks like the move, and I talk about intent constantly. If you're going to do something that is going to get reversed, make it look like you're going to do it first. Otherwise, the reversal just looks whack. They take that pet hate of mine, the very best matches, and these two have got this unbelievable chemistry where they flip it and go, all right, okay, we're going to wait until the last possible unit of time to make it look like we are doing this move before then flipping it. It requires so much trust in one another. It requires so much in the art of just being technically excellent at your craft to the point where you're really risking something dangerous. Yeah, and because the risk is there, the feeling is there of Jesus Christ, something's going to go wrong in one of these matches at some point. It was the same when... What's the movie does when he basically tries to do it on his knees, but he does it from the top rope, like that moonsault using your knees, and he does it from the top rope. I winced when he went from the top turnbuckle down to his knees. What a horrendous bump to take. But then they subvert that. They thrill you by having, right, okay, well, he's going to do another move as Bailey. No, he's not, because Fletcher's going to give him, what is it? It's not a brain buster. I'm crap with move names, me. Basically, it's kind of like a power slam, but on your neck.
Yeah, yeah.
The tuck. I was like, he's not tucking. He's not tucking. He's not tucking. Oh my God, he's tucked. Thank God, because he looks like he's going to get internally decapitated yet again. I'll understand that people won't like the finish. I didn't either, to be fair. I'll take another Okada Speedball match if that's what it's building to.
Oh, yeah.
And I know what they are doing is, again, like you feel sorry for wrestling as a medium. Oh, they need to do that to heat up the trios match. Oh my God, I want Mike Bailey to get Okada at Revolution. Does anyone think that? Do they? Like, we can't have heels anymore. That's a bit of a shame for wrestling, is it not? Did you feel that?
Nah. No, not
But like very few people do.
No.
Your feeling is, all right, okay, well, that's the finish that they have to do. Oh, the trios match will be great as well. I feel sorry for wrestling. It's kind of fundamentally broken.
Like, I don't know if AEW is that great at promotion all the time, and this match was fantastic. It's a fantastic place where fantastic matches can happen, but I don't know if it's always an effective promotion, even when the booking's good. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, I love this. I thought this built really nicely off the last one as well. Like, Bailey's obsession with the limb work, like the targeting of the arm. Like, the match could have played out as a mirror to the last one, but he's either realised before the match and strategized, if you're getting into his head, or you've watched it take place within the early going of this one, that, right, his power is what beats me. That's what he's got. We're both super athletes, we're both hybrid wrestlers, but he's got that, and he's jacked with it. So if I clip his wings, literally, then he can't do half of his stuff, which improves the spots where he does, or he either powers through, which is the little tease of the baby face to come, because he's showing he's got that guile, you know, and it, like, the cheating will come, but it's not, I'm really strong and tough and hard, and these are admirable traits, by the way. Like, and Bailey having to, like, keep going at that and going at that and going at that, and, like, all of a sudden the moves that he would do anyway become focused around getting back to it. As soon as I can get him down, then I can get back to that arm, and if I get back to that arm, that's my key to victory. And, like, it never once betrayed that to the point where even the finish, which is, your rote TV.
Yeah,
cheating,
it probably deserved a bit more than this, to be honest.
It did, maybe, but like, it
Didn't help
almost.
it came off the back of the other one as well.
But I quite like that it puts this competitive rivalry on pause. Like, look how Fletcher's done it. They're obviously going to wrestle again, multiple times probably. Like, they must know that they're building something that people are going to want to watch, and they're going to think about the prior two matches. And this one is your almost, not your free hit, but yeah, right, he's still within the stable where he can cheat to win, and Bailey can feel nothing lost by this. Like, on a different day with a clean finish, and my strategy would have worked. Yeah. So the next time, the third match builds on that yet again with it. So we got bombs, we got limbs, and now it's like, well, what if they're both baby faces, and it's going to be done as a spot like this year's C2, and they go again in a clean environment again. Like, I feel like they know that this isn't the last.
Yeah.
Oh, it was really artful bit of business. It wasn't effective go home stuff. You're right. It didn't make you go, all right, brilliant. Now they're gonna interact again. But this match on an island, magic.
I will say as well, like, a measure of just how incredible Kyle Fletcher is. Like, this dude is having, another word's overused, like generational TV rivalries. Every time he wrestles one guy, and it just becomes this thing. Briscoe, Osprey, now Speedball, like, they'll talk about this in the same way. People will think this is sacrilegious at this. I don't give a fuck about anything. In the way that people talk about, like, Austin and Steamboat in '94.
Yeah.
Like, maybe even, I know you're not allowed to say this because it's the best wrestling will ever be, Eddie versus Ray, WCW and all that. Like, this is on par with them. Yeah. And Fletcher develops this chemistry and forges this rivalry with kind of whoever he just wrestles next. He's crazily talented, this guy.
He's, because I don't want to kind of come across as hypocritical, he's a good reminder that there's no one set way to do things. In total contrast to, like, mine, I won't speak for you, my direct criticisms of John Moxley, Fletcher is a guy whose wrestling matches tell the story and promote the story and promote the character. I don't think I don't know what the magic formula is that, like, gets you up there faster that, say, Swerve did, but I don't think Fletcher's doing that. But the matches are ensuring that he remains right there at the moment that he can. Yeah. Like, his matches, to Sidge's point, it's like he builds rivalries, but like, he leaves you with all of these memories, and at no point do you question the credibility of a Kyle Fletcher. He could disappear off TV for 2 months and we'd be sitting here whinging, where's Kyle Fletcher? Yeah. Then he gets dropped back in the week before a pay-per-view in a singles match. Like, brilliant. Thank God Kyle Fletcher's back, Like, he is actually somebody that does suit that. Just keep him wrestling. Keep him wrestling. Keep him weekly if you can. I don't want to damage his body any more than he does. But, like, that is going to be what keeps him in the conversation and will help him. Because it's not a failed thing, but I would understand if people were starting to get a little bit tetchy or nervous that he's not there yet. When's it sort of going to be the main event run? But the MJF stuff is what makes me feel like it's on the horizon. It's on the docket.
A lot of people are calling for, when Ospreay inevitably wins that world title, that Fletcher's got to be, they've got to run that program back.
Yeah.
2027 as well.
Yeah, there's ages.
All year as well this year.
There's ages, but it is that thing where you accidentally go stale while nobody notices, and then it's that thing, isn't it? Sometimes luck and timing are more important than anything else. I think he's bulletproof to almost all of it. His matches will keep him there.
Yeah, I was going to say, Sidge has nailed it in terms of, like, there's names that used to be, we've got to get them on the pay-per-view because Fletcher's just on there on merit every single time.
He's awesome, man.
You talked about the sort of star quality of this match. We have to mention, of course, that post-match, as Carter's walking away with his screwdriver, there was a shot of Dynamite Dave Meltzer there, gooning out to Kazuchika Okada.
Gooning out! He did have a face.
I saw Queen of the Rings. You see her tweet saying gimmick infringement. It was her gooning to Powerhouse Hobbs, that infamous image.
Oh, yeah.
And now the Dave and Kazuchika thing. Yeah, the Dave things, the people on the internet have lost their minds about this. It's
honestly,
like wrestling person goes to show.
This Dave Meltzer AEW thing, man. It's like, part of me doesn't give a toss, like, at all. But it's just interesting, I think, right? Because I don't have a feeling about it. I have thoughts, two different things.
You have what?
Doubts.
Thank you.
Right. It's that. How's it still happening, bro? Like, people more than ever hate Dave Meltzer. Like, more than ever before. I didn't think that was possible, right? WWE is like still massive. AEW, right, has just completely established itself in these small venues. Okay.
Yeah.
They are no longer remotely a threat for those like TD Garden, MSG sized buildings that the Fed can run on TV, right? They are a good and bigger TNA.
Yeah.
Dave, like, even if he was, getting paid by AEW to pump up the value. Oh, you won't believe it, guys. There was, it's like, I think there was 9 stars on this Dynamite. So it hasn't worked, obviously, has it? Even if it was happening. They're not doing the Georgia Dome twice a year. It ain't happening. They've found, like numbers have been impressive recently. The crowds are red hot. They're not going to beat your beloved WWE, guys. It's fine. You can put the pitchforks away. It is absolutely fine. These people, they test them.
Yeah.
They hate them.
I don't get it. I think Bruce Pritchard did some real damage, didn't he?
Of course he did.
Like, before he went back to WWE, like, one of the big bits on the podcast with Conrad was to, like, Conrad would use the Observer as the source material for whatever they were doing. And, it was a way more interesting podcast when Pritchard wasn't back within the walls, obviously, but that would always be where he would draw the line. He would rip the piss out of Vince McMahon, he would mock whoever, and then it would come to, like, Dave's assessment of the situation because he dared to have an opinion that might have been informed by, like, half a source's knowledge or whatever. Well, that's not true, he wasn't there. And it just, like sort of, I don't know, it hit with a certain section of the fan base that would maybe for years wanted to have Dave's credibility loudly criticised or something. And I think it's built from there. It's preposterous. He's the
Okada and Omega as well. But wrestling, not only, it's fine if you have your little ROH and PWG matches get a 5. I don't give a toss about that. But wrestling in a big arena, stadium, domes, better than the Fed. No. It's like an existential threat to them, that wrestling, the idea that one person could consider on one night in one match wrestling better and as big as WWE. No, can't happen. That match killed people's psyches. It really did.
This very episode, like we say this all the time, I like to think we've held a really consistent line on one specific thing about Dave Meltzer. This very episode had a press conference featuring people whose jobs wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Dave Meltzer. I am sharing that point in a job that wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Dave Meltzer. He is at the top of every single one of the food chains when it comes to all of this. And it doesn't matter.
We're all journalists, yeah.
And it doesn't matter what you think about his takes or his star ratings or anything. That the fact that legacy so deeply underpins all of this, and some people still go like, "A stupid old man, shut up." Like,
what story would you have, Adam, that rivals Meltzer's coverage of Montreal? Because when he did that Montreal story, it is the best. It's among the best anyone's ever been at any job. Really.
Probably breaking the news of CM Punk's return to WWE. Probably lean on that one. Probably
it's more of a scoop than like a big investigative story.
Well, I had to put a lot of work into that. It's kind of
it's more than a guess and a scoop. You go,
put your reputation on that. I didn't see anyone else putting their reputation on the line around that time. I think I was the only one, in fact, who nailed it. Actually,
stick it in your trophy cabinet with John Moxley.
Just you.
Yeah, the long game. When that Shield reunion happens. Everybody.
Hello, Elon. Yeah, can I have some more E's on that tweet, please? Thanks. Anyway, let's get to the... I suppose it was meant to fill time, this next match. It didn't. It was Brody King versus... I literally had to go on Cage Match to find out this poor bastard's name, because I don't think we even had time to find it out. Jewell, I think it was.
What was he called?
Cage Match tells me it's Jewell, or Jewell, maybe.
Jewell. I looked at him and that's Terry Funk.
Yeah.
It's you.
I didn't, but I like that.
Do you know what it reminded me of? Years and years ago when I lived in Birmingham, Anne Louise was like, I've got tickets to the boxing this weekend. I think it was the NIA.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, yeah, cool, whatever. She was like, Joshua's fighting. Anthony Joshua. Who's he fighting? Oh, I don't know. It's this guy. And it's one of those fights. You know, boxers have those fights where it's like, we don't want you fighting like, you know, the big other heavyweights at this point.
Tune up much against some jobber.
Yeah, we want you to, you know, pump the numbers a little bit. So they're just some poor bastard who's like 0-80.
Yeah.
And I watched this guy. This reminded me of this Jiah Jewell. Watched him get led out like he was being fed to a lion, basically. Oh, God. I watched Joshua take his head off. It was class. But that was exactly like this. Oh, Jiah, mate. He's not in a good mood.
Yeah.
I think there was one lariat and a gonzo bomb, and that was it, basically.
I love how quickly he goes that Gonzo bomb in these matches. Because obviously he had a few squashes ahead of the MJF match, and MJF was like, well, you know, you can't have that level of competition. Good squash guy, Brody King. Just picks them up immediately after they've hit the ground. Get this over with.
So he's high-fiving the fans at ringside, but then a masked man in a hoodie, for God's sake, wrestling, attacks him. It was Swerve. He wraps a chain around Brody King.
Lose my mind here. You didn't say that on Tuesday, buddy.
No, I'm saying that it's
I'll hold you to that.
a pandemic.
I will not forget.
He jumps. Brody King wraps a chain around his
I
throat.
didn't know it was Swerve, of course, until 30 other ones danced it out first.
Yeah,
And then, it was
yeah.
Swerve, right, got it.
His choreographed dance routines.
What was it you said? I made Steve come to the Seth thing. Sound.
yeah. But Brody King snaps the chain in half. Swerve can't believe this, obviously. Tries to bail, but gets hit with a back suplex and a huge cannonball in the corner. King gets what's left of the chain, wraps it around his fist, and chokes Swerve out on the apron. Nana tries to attack from behind, but all of this allows Swerve to get away by snapping King's wrist, which Danielson reminds us that has been broken in the past, obviously ahead of their match on Sunday.
Have they stiffed it up yet?
Not according to Wikipedia.
Weird build, in which case.
Or like a chain match or something.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
Disciplined, considering the other steps, I suppose, and the Texas
Yeah.
death in the main. And
Yeah, it's the right thing to do. You just probably could have. They're fighting over the informal title of most dangerous man. I probably needed a step, to be honest, if you're going to tell that particular story. Not that I'm complaining. I'd rather. I'm complaining. I can never be pleased. This was fine. You got that big moment of badass theatre for Brody King. And again, I just like how the runoff of that main event scene, which has been sort of, other than last night, of course, deftly dovetailed booking. It's like everyone else gets kind of a go. All right, okay, well, who's the best of the rest? Andrade, Bandito, Brody King, Swerve. Would be Kenny if he wasn't busy, you know. I just like how it's I like the idea of these two having a match on the pay-per-view and Bandito and Andrade having a match on the pay-per-view. With the idea being like, well, previously, if you lost a world title match, it's like, right, come here. Hello, I'm Chris Jericho. I'm going to feud with you for 3 months and then you can get back up there.
Yeah.
It used to be like you'd have to go out of the main event scene. You've just been sucked into the Jericho vortex. Now it's like, right, well, you're back on the upper mid card and you've got the chance to get back into it.
yeah.
It feels like follow through. Oh, it's good.
Renee's backstage with...
Literally not one word about the segment.
It's good. Like, it's just good. It's not great. It's good.
Oh, no, it's good.
It's there's a meta thing here, I think, where Swerve knows that Swerve's winning and he knows that this match is to kind of keep him in that, like, directly in that conversation rather than circling it. But Brody King will probably want as much as Swerve for them two to steal the show from underneath some bigger matches in order for his own prospects, because he's going to lose again. It's going to be another case of, like, the big guy can't get it done on the big night, and that's a difficult place for his kind of babyface character to go. So I'm sort of interested in the quality of it more than the story, but it's been well told.
Yeah.
Renee's backstage with Mike Bailey, asking about how he's going to regroup come Revolution. And Bailey says, I could make excuses, but that's not who I am. He needs to look forward. And yeah, Revolution, the DCF are getting exactly what they deserve. And then we get Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy versus the Dogs. That being Gabe Kidd and David Finlay. No messing about here. Obviously, got a lot of history. These guys. Finlay attacks Orange Cassidy from behind. Darby Allin brawls with Kid. They're fighting outside. He wants to take out Finlay with a tope, does Darby Allin, but Finlay dodged it, and Darby Allin just crashes and burns. And the Dogs work over Orange Cassidy. I think that's when we go to a break. When we finally come back, Cassidy's in trouble again. He manages to kick free, though, and make the hot tag to Darby Allin, who hits corner coffin splashes, low bridges, Gabe Kidd to the outside. Hits Finlay with a springboard coffin splash. Kidd comes back in, but he gets put in a scorpion deathlock, but Finlay breaks that up with an eye rake, and Kidd takes his head off with a lariat as Darby Allin setting something up. But as Finlay's admiring his work in the corner, Orange Cassidy hits a stun dog on Kidd, and Darby Allin follows with a code red. They hit double dives to the outside onto the Dogs, and Darby Allin...
Into that. That might be why I want to keep him on TV.
Puts Kidd on a chair. It's a missile dropkick off the top. Orange Cassidy wanted an orange punch, but suddenly... Who's that? Oh, look, it's the most handsome man in wrestling. Clark Connors is here with his tire iron. Darby Allin doesn't realise this. But he sends Kidd back inside, misses a coffin drop, and Finlay's in there for a dominator. Pile driver by Kidd. 1-2-3, a win for the Dogs.
I like this a decent amount, to be honest. It's one of those where I don't really care that much about the storyline, but I was interested in seeing how David Finlay would appear on on national TV in the US. It's like when you're a football fan. Like, what? Everton's new signing? He's got a bit of a reputation. What does he look like? I get suddenly fixated, and I'll never think about them in my life. Like, the remaining, however many years of their career. Hopefully that's not the case with David Finlay. The thing with this, right, it was hot. It developed a lot of momentum. It felt like really quite dramatic considering how low stakes this was, and it was obviously a prelude to something else, which... we got in the post-match angle. It was still completely inconclusive. If we just take this match as how did Finlay look in it, right? Mm-hmm. I would say it's completely inconclusive because the good news is that he treated, at times, Darby Allin like a rag doll.
Contempt, wasn't it?
Contempt. There was an urgency to kill him and nastily and make a name for himself. I love the Dominator, brackets general. Mm-hmm. His look great. It was just like he was desperate to get his hands on Darby and just do him in. With the idea being, I'm here to make a statement. We're going to take over. We're the Dogs. Yada, yada, yada. Bad news is anyone can do that to Darby Allin. That is the beauty and the magic of Darby Allin as a wrestler and a character. Like, that don't impress me much. You know? Do that against somebody else. Like Darby Allin... Just to do another football analogy. Thank you.
It's in and out, man.
So you're David Finlay.
So you're David Finlay? That don't impress me much. Darby Allin.
I can't believe you kiss your dogs at night.
She sang about Lanny Poffo, wasn't she? Yeah. I can't believe you kiss your cock at night.
Okay, so your dad's fit.
Didn't impress anyone at NXT. Crowd full of Shania's there.
So he's another football analogy, right? Darby Allin is the exact antithesis, the exact opposite of the cold, wet, windy night at Stoke. Like, can you do it against Darby Allin? Well, yes, because he's amazing and everyone looks like a complete monster. Everyone who isn't Darby Allin, for me, with David Finlay, is the cold, wet Wednesday in Stoke. Can you do this against anyone else? We shall see.
Saw William Regal shooting on, is it Clinton Baptiste?
From Phoenix Nights?
Yeah, on X.
Shooting on him?
I don't know.
William Regal is such, I'm sorry, I know he's sacred, a dick on Twitter, like, any. Oh, God. Like, he'll pop up with his health and safety at, suspicious times. Okay. All right. Okay. He will, there was a one.
We can't support those head drops. There's suspicious times.
He's, there was a bit as well over not long ago where some guy unearthed archive pages of like an old magazine where either in character or not, Regal was like, Ace Stacks is a piece of money. Something along those lines. And Regal was like, this is a total fabrication. And the other guy was like, I don't know, I've got more pages of the interview that I've not posted yet. I'll do it now. Yes. Get him. So William Regal, what an enigma.
Clinton Baptiste tweeted yesterday, come along, Brighton Dome tonight. Kick off 7:30. William Regal replied, I love Brighton. Such a shame they're getting you tosspot.
That sounds friendly.
That
doesn't
sounds
Yeah,
friendly.
yeah.
He likes his-
Like he loves his British humour, doesn't he?
Yeah. All right.
All right.
it? The word.
Early doors, is that what he loves?
I probably, yeah. Early Doors is nice. Good show.
Oh, that's
That's it's not dark enough for me.
What year would you say for Early Doors? A little bit too...
A little bit too real.
Yeah.
I've got to mention post-match.
It's like dank stuff, man.
Darby Allin chucked outside, and they chuck Orange Cassidy into the ring. He gets hit with a spear, and the dogs beat the crap out of him, basically, until Roderick Strong returns. He teased joining them in the beatdown of Orange Cassidy, but instead throws him headfirst into Finlay, takes out Kid and Connors, and Darby Allin's recovered at this point. He chucks a skateboard at Gabe Kidd. Connors eats End of Heartache, and Strong stares down Cassidy before offering his hand, and they high-five one another. And there's another match on Revolution.
Oh, you are joking.
Darby Allin,
Another one?
Orange Cassidy, and Roderick Strong versus the Dogs.
Here's something, right? Again, like, kind of inspired booking to present David Finlay as his prospective new upper mid-card monster, because Darby Allin will allow him to look like that. On the subject of booking, right, this got over like a motherfucker in the building. Like, it really did. And Roddy Strong with his like sort of like really springy, stiff strike barrage. He's going to get over big time in an angle like this. Like bang, crunch, wall up, like get out the way, I'm kicking everyone's ass. Will we get it explained? Surely we will. Why is Roddy... I like Orange, actually, all of a sudden.
Quite the riddle, almost. Indeed.
It feels to me like 3 plus 3, I can get a trios match out of that. That's 3... Well, there's 3 dogs and 3 conglomeration adjacent people. So let's... I can do a trios match out of that. Because Roderick Strong basically spent the last however many weeks and months of his career come life, thinking, God, I can't be arsed with this tosser's bollocks. I'm way better than them. I need to take him more seriously. And
Changed his mind.
Yes.
Maybe he needed out of the conglomeration and he's out of it, but he's like, this isn't a conglomeration. This is actual fighting stuff, and I like that. This is some nice, boring wrestling, and that's right on my street.
I don't know.
Whacking about in the friend's apartment, not for me. I mean, he did do quite a lot of that as well. He screamed people's names for 3 years. But, like, I hate it. That's where I'm at. Until Wilbourn mentioned the possibility of somebody that could make a return to this podcast, I had not a single good thing to say about any of this. But
That's just good.
What
do you think of Finlay?
I felt like he'd been in AEW 15 years and the promotion's only been around for 7. Is that praise or criticism? I don't even know myself. I'm so glad he signed for AEW.
You know for a fact it's criticism, Brev. Is that praise
Excellent,
or criticism? Jesus.
But like,
is that praise or criticism?
It's not criticism of him. It's criticism of AEW. They've signed a wrestler and the wrestler's wrestling. Do you know what I mean? What the f*** am I supposed to say beyond that? Like, I agree with you, the Dominator's badass. But
Badass Dominator.
Friggin', he's the worst guy on NXT at the moment. You give them the Dominator, you're like, well, I need them to wrestle next week because somebody's getting dominated. Like, it's... I
get it.
Right, here's the thing, because I don't want to be... You never want critical analysis to trip over into cruelty. I never saw...
What was it you called Elio LaFleur after his NXT showing?
Well,
He's changed his mind now.
yeah.
Oh, because I could have sworn it was useless tosser.
Nah. I think that was your mocking of my criticism and saying, he's probably really excited for his big debut. And then some idiot on the internet said he's a useless tosser. I just said get better gear, and I stand by that. Massively stand by that, actually.
Don't touch the name, though, Sidge. Never change that name.
Yeah, say it again for me.
Ilio Lafleur.
Oh, God.
But then even then, do I have to hold back? Because them NXT lot are paid a pittance, so maybe they can't afford it. Like, is that a cruel thing to say, like, when we know what they're on, wage-wise?
Maybe, yeah.
So, I don't know. David Finlay, like, it's just, he's a wrestler. I don't think he's going to be a world champion. I didn't think he was, I never bought into it as a, I think even you said this, like, the New Japan thing was like, people were so desperate for heroes.
Oh, yeah,
and
of
so
course.
desperate
I'm not a David Finlay, Mark.
So
I'm
in he steps into the mid-card to have mid-card wrestling matches, and that's what this was. Like, I think including it on Revolution, I've called it yesterday, but I would have expected a more interesting payoff for the third man. Like we said this yesterday, it's going to be a third person. It's going to be added to Revolution, whether we like it or not. And it should have been somebody more interesting than Roderick Strong for the obvious thing that they were doing here. Finley's just
he's just a.
He could have gone to Birthright and it wouldn't have been any different. There'd still be another wrestler who's like, yeah, whatever.
I think if you're showing the Birthright, he wouldn't have had a match as good as that last night.
Yeah.
If he worked in NXT for 100 years.
Yeah.
It's important to some people.
Yeah. And it was important to this crowd. Christ, was it important to this crowd. They were going to let you know in the main event how much solid ass wrestling was, like in that main event segment. Jesus Christ. Have you ever f***ing met a star? Like, no, I want more. I want more boots and trunks headlocks. This talking's ruining it. Them. I don't normally turn on crowds, but of all the problems
Jesus
with that
Christ.
main event, look, I'm defending your main event segment, Sage. Come on, give us a chance. Like, of all the things that they got wrong in that main event segment.
Why would I want that main event segment defended when I thought it was ass?
Because it's featuring, like, the two best ones. Like, Hangman Page and MJF, it's the proper stuff.
Yeah,
and then
but
those
you're
dickheads
going-
in the crowd like, no, headlocks.
You're going on here. Be quiet for a second, please. You're going on here like if they'd have done that in the ring, and they sort of boo or zone out of in-ring promo segments because it's not wrestling.
Yeah,
absolutely not the case.
100%.
They just did it for this one because it was ass.
I don't think so. I think if it was like they just didn't want to.
They literally had one the other week that they had the crowd on the.
Yeah, that crowd were great. This is in a different building, Sidge.
Oh, God, can you just move on, please?
Well, let's move on.
Touring company.
Yeah, I reckon they would have.
Somehow.
Just checking my notes here, Sidge. So the one women's match of the evening.
Oh, God.
We've arrived. Willow Nightingale versus Persephone for the TBS title. Nice early spot where Willow tries like a low crossbody and Persephone rolls through, holds on and hits a fall-away slam into a kip-up. And everyone's like, bloody hell.
Oh my God.
Oh, she
Oh my God.
having a really nice, relaxing bath.
Oh my God.
Sounds like it. Well, to us. Does it sound like that to the
No,
listeners?
I think it
Viewers?
comes out clean.
Oh, right,
But yeah,
just like Renee Paquette in the bath.
There you go.
Still going to move on from that man.
I'm just sorry.
Oh, yeah?
I'm notes all over the place.
Didn't help the audio listeners, that one, right?
Break. Come back after that.
Yeah, if you keep talking about Renee Paquette, John Moxley will work you in 17 minutes in a back and forth match on Dynamite.
Correct.
So be careful.
When we come back, Persephone kicks Willow out to the floor. Willow, just imagine him walking into this building saying hello to the. Sorry, can you open the gate for me, please?
I'd hop over it.
Whoa.
He would, you know. Cite his rules, forget him.
Quick. Oh, sorry, so it got in the lift that only goes to the 5th floor. I've got ages. Willow sweeps the legs out from Persephone on the apron and hits was it Danielson who really like this? Or there was a spine buster basically, and Daniel was like, see your head snap back there. All right, Brian, calm down, mate. But Nightingale hit a cannonball off the apron, another one back inside for a 2 count. She wanted a moonsault but missed. That allowed Persephone to come back and hit a release German. Nightingale, though, blocks a charge, hits one of her own. There's a thrust kick by Persephone, who hits a lion salt for a nice near fall. They fight on the top rope. There's an attempt by Persephone of a sunset flip powerbomb. That gets blocked, but Persephone catches her in a crucifix. But Willow counters out the powerbomb attempt. Backslide, 1, 2, 3. Persephone is furious at the end of this.
I thought the finish was a bit of an anticlimax in truth, but once I've got over that sort of groan, I did think, oh, well, hang on. It probably means that they see something in this Persephone who's getting raves across 2026. And this is their sort of way of using bad finishes or deflating finishes as a way of communicating to the audience. I know that sucked, but the reason why it wasn't amazing is because we want you to think she's still amazing afterwards. It's that weird logic that wrestling has to operate in with nowadays. This turned into something by the end. Like actual knock. I wasn't quite howling at the moon or making just bleed noises, but you have that with a match like this where the AEW audience isn't completely familiar with Persephone, yet it seems is the message to take from this match. So it was always going to be one of those where the crowd sort of grows into it and gets taken on the ride as opposed to, it ain't getting a bell pop, right? But the more that the bombs started to fly back and forward, the fans really got into it. I really got into it, and I think it was a smart bit of business to book. And I think as well, like Willow has been kind of flanderized as this. I'm just having a happy time with my tag team partner, friend. For like months now. It was a timely and really cool reminder that she can kick ass. In the same way as many women's matches in AEW, they are just rolling that boulder up that hill, and then next week it crawls back down. They were throwing that bastard up the top of the mountain here. Really great stuff by the finish. Actually, no, it's an exaggeration. Really cool, fun stuff by the finish.
I echo all of that with a slight disagreement around the finish itself. What do we know about our friend, the humble backslide?
It's a legitimate finish to a match.
And it also doesn't count.
Okay, sorry.
I think they've put that in on purpose because I think she wins with it in the pre-show at Revolution, and then the heels beat her ace after the fact, and it's wrestling. They kind of wave away almost that you've just beaten your big dominant new heel, and it injures Willow for the tag match where they lose the tag belts. And you've created a bit of a situation in which Willow's become such a effective fighting champion that she doesn't need a finisher to win. She can win hurt. She can reverse with a backslide, something as simple as a backslide or a cradle or whatever. So they almost want you to forget about the fact that already the new dangerous top heel's been pinned because they're going to put her over massively on the main card. Because that's right, isn't it? Singles match on the pre-show,
yes.
tag title match on the main card.
Yeah, I should mention.
And I think that's why they've put the backslide in here.
Later on, the Babes of Wrath are backstage, and Willow's very giddy, and not only does she offer out a tag title rematch against, I suppose they're not Mega Bad now, get well soon to Penelope Ford, but Megan Bain and Lena Cross. Yeah. That match, but also a singles match on the pre-show for the TBS title against Kraus.
And I
Kraus.
think they have to finish with the Kraus match.
Hey, don't spoil all your preview stuff.
That's pre-show, we don't need to talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not going to.
But that was, Sidge, the only women's match on this show, which means before we get to the name of the game, we have to get to the name of the game. He's then out of orgasmic trance.
Not really. Nah. The aim of the game is to identify to the hour, minute, and second the first time you hear the first note of the first entrance theme for the first woman to come out and compete in the only women's match on Dynamite. It's been 7 long years. 7 years. Are you taking the piss? Are you taking the piss? Because if we can nail it to the hour, minute, and second, we'll really underscore, put in bold, and italicize. Come here. There's a pattern emerging, is there not? Because more often than not, more weeks than not, it's usually in that 1 hour 20 to 1 hour 25 minute range. Now, why might that be? Well, conspiracy corner within the game. Okay. They surely want to do wall-to-wall balls, concentrated cock for the first hour of AEW Dynamite, with the idea being they, being AEW, come want to think you, dear listener, come viewer, think, birds. Oh, it's not wrestling, is it? Not the way I remember it back in the Attitude Era. Yeah. Well, they have to. It's the problem here, because otherwise the Wokes will kick off, right? So they are in this delicate situation where they don't necessarily really want to do women's wrestling. They don't. If they did, they would do more of it and not treat it like an obligatory afterthought. Okay? But they feel like they have to because the bloody Wokes will kick off and it's 2026 and bloody the kick off about bloody everything, right? Okay. If you put that match in that pre-main event slot, the sunk cost fallacy will kick in and the likes of, the avatar for the audience. Call them Jim and Joe from Little Cock, Arkansas, right? Okay. They're going to be sat there going, right, okay, more wrestling. God, I can't wait for this main event. Hang on, there's some ring girls coming out now. Some valets. Who's the boyfriend? Who's the boyfriend? Well, actually, Jim, they are actual wrestlers. Where's the jelly? They're going to get those tits soaking in jelly and jiggle them around now, aren't they? Well, no, not really. They're going to wrestle and compete in matches that, I would rather watch Willow Nightingale versus Persephone than another 10 John Moxley matches. What's the matter with you? What? You're one of those liberals? One of those Wokes? Get out of here. I know, we've been friends for 30 years. Check it out. Trevor Farabama, everybody. Get out of my sight. When you come back as a man. Anyway, they're falling out, it seems.
Oh.
I hope they're back together in time for Revolution.
Well,
We've been friends 30 years, being kicking
well, actually,
balls.
there's 4 matches at Revolution, so I don't know. What the f*** are you f***ing talking about? I'm not needed for the preview because there's 4 f***ing women's matches. What the f*** is this big egg wrestling universe? What? I didn't expect this.
How does he know about Big Egg Wrestling Universe?
I read the magazines. I read the. Do you think I'm ignorant because I come from Arkansas and I like to drink my fish, my beer, and drive my truck? Is that what this is? You trying to insult me with your big fancy law degree from Brown, Harvard? 4 matches? Is this evolution? What is this?
It's evolution.
What?
Sorry, I'm confused. Are we in the bar now with Joe?
What is this, Shimmer?
He's so knowledgeable. He's really knowledgeable about women's wrestling.
Well, you gotta know your enemy.
That's Mr. Missile talk.
4 matches, you see. Revolution. Well, God, I'm gonna have to quit. I like the first hour of these shows.
Oh, God, my temple hurts.
I'm gonna have to quit watching this. Jesus tap dancing Christ, 4 matches. Jesus Christ. First you can vote, now they get 4 matches. The world's gone nuts. Anyway, that's what they think you are. That's why they do it just for the main event, just to try and how did that get in there? Just to try and sneak it in.
Try yourself there.
Yeah. Just to sneak it in. It's like, oh, don't worry, guys. Don't worry. It's all the time. If anything, you've already watched it an hour. Come on, put up with 1, then we'll give you the main event. Can you jingleize that for me, Sidge? Yeah, probably should. But we should just do that from the start. Don't worry, guys. When the women come out to play, that main event ain't too far away. That's the aim of the game. And the name of the game is, well, this is ladies' night. And I'm thinking, oh, what a night. Oh, God, he really did 4 matches, did he, Jim?
On it. Speaking of ladies' night, last night, my lady, aka my wife, pissed herself at the Stacks section of our NXT yesterday, which I'm not going to say anymore, and you have to go watch it yourself. But from the moment Stacks walked in to the moment he left, she was like Jeff Jarrett, G-O-double-N-E, gown.
Excellent.
The whole thing went down very well.
Thanks as always.
God.
To the Panda Blair himself, Adam Blair, at Adam Wilton 4, and Jose Palomares at the Ho 11, the guys who always take care of the
Data.
Thanks for this sort of thing. Hands up, got it wrong yesterday. I forgot that Jose, the last time we played Ladies Night, did a live timing. So we were incorrect where the scores are, but I'll update you at the end of all this. Sid, do you want to take us through our guesses from the Dynamite preview in descending?
Yeah, I never know. Michael Sidgwick 1 hour, try to do the landlock. 1 hour, 19 minutes and 59 seconds. Michael Hamflett, 1 hour 20. Near flat. Adam Wilbourn, of course, guessed
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the correct answer was 1 hour, 20, 21. So just 21 seconds away for Michael Hamflett.
21 seconds away. 2 songs?
Yep.
Hamflett now tied for the lead in the rankings. Yeah. 3 correct guesses for you, 3 for me, and 1 for Sidge so far this year.
Guess I'm just a cockeyed dreamer, thinking they could do better.
You may say I'm a cockeyed dreamer. After all this, the video package of Tommaso Ciampa betraying
Shawn Michaels doing an impression of an ECW legend.
Betraying Mark Briscoe on Collision. Ciampa said Briscoe was at the wrong place at the right time.
Thank you.
It was an epiphany for Ciampa to realise who he really is. And yeah, Briscoe yells that he's got dem bucks to face them in a second. And then before we get to the match, that was the Willow books 2 more matches for Revolution bit. And then we got, Mark Briscoe and the Young Bucks versus the tag team champions FTR and Tommaso Ciampa. No messing about here, considering obviously what happened on Collision. Briscoe attacks Ciampa on the apron before the bell, and Bucks hit dives onto FTR. They're all brawling around ringside. There was a somersault cutter off the apron by Matt Jackson on Wheeler. Briscoe leapt from the barricade onto Ciampa, set a table up. Stokely wheels himself away from danger as Ciampa gets put on the table. Briscoe goes up top, but Dax make the save. And the bell finally sounds. FTR hits the first part of a powerplex, but Briscoe gets his knees up on Cash's frog splash. Subsequent to that, we get a triple super kick to Harwood and Wheeler. Ciampa tries to avoid the same fate, but he eats a super kick and a Pele kick. There's an attempt at a Meltzer driver that gets cut off, though, by FTR. And they try to catapult Matt Jackson, but he reverses it and sends Dax into Cash's crown jewels, basically. And we go to a break, I think, with Ciampa and Briscoe basically just slugging it out and colliding with crossbodies. When we come back, Ciampa's grabbed a chair. He tries to attack Briscoe from behind with it, but he misses and gets cut off, and Briscoe uses it as a launch pad to dive over the top onto everybody on the outside. There's a tag by Ciampa, and he and Wheeler suddenly signal for meet in the middle.
You called it.
But, yeah, you did.
I also called, Riccaboni said during Fletcher Speedball, how great is this?
Yeah.
It's not even the pay-per-view yet. I know what you're doing.
But they don't hit it. Wheeler accidentally catches Ciampa. More super kicks.
Crap bump that. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in a second. Briscoe takes out Ciampa with an iconoclasm. Nick hits a top rope senton, top rope elbow from Matt. Froggy Bow gets a 2 count, but more bang for your buck gets cut off. And Nick, gets shoved off the top rope by Cash Wheeler, crashes through that table that was set up at ringside earlier. Matt gets sent into the post. Dax Harwood escapes a J Driller. FTR do hit the Shatter Machine, but it only gets them 2 as Matt Jackson tackles Harwood onto the pile. FTR want the spike pile driver on Matt off the railing on the outside, but Wheeler gets knocked off and Matt chucks Harwood into the commentary table. Harwood, though, just clonks Matt with a monitor, and they do hit the spike pile driver onto the table, which sort of breaks. Arguably the best version, that.
Yeah.
Doesn't not
Look
move.
like it really sucks.
Oh, God, something's broken. Ciampa hits Briscoe with a running knee for 2. Goes for another. Mark Briscoe blocks it. Wants a J Driller, but as he's setting that up, Cash Wheeler appears and clonks him from behind. Air raid crash, running knee. Ciampa gets the 1, 2, 3. Post-match, he's not had enough there. He beats him up, sets chairs up in the ring, hits Briscoe in the back, chokes him with another one, and hits an avalanche air raid crash through the chairs before kissing Briscoe on the forehead and standing tall over the dented chairs and the body of Mark Briscoe.
I am completely and utterly spoiled. The Young Bucks have worked scores, hundreds of matches like this, and I just thought this one was good. I didn't think this was particularly outstanding. I thought it was like more cute than good. Where the idea was every individual in this trio has been in one of the in the conversation for like all-time great modern tag teams, like, you know, Bucks, Briscoes, FTR, DIY, like really cute, and they played on that and all the rest of it. And I think, honestly, it was probably a bit too cute in that respect to function as effectively as possible as the final sell for the match at the pay-per-view. They did a far better job, I think, of selling two guys who are going to be in, what, a 21-man battle royal for a title I couldn't give less of a shit about, than the generational tag team, yet another chapter of this generational tag team fouad.
You could say that about Mile High Madness as well. Sorry, because it's the same. They've done it a bit backwards, haven't they, the FTR thing?
Yeah.
FTR Bucks
story. They've done the family stuff like the week before.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, God, they've taken it too far. And da-da-da-da. Yeah, it felt a little bit cute and knowing and self-referential, this match. The action in which wasn't anywhere near as good as, obviously, as Mile High Madness, so you don't really sort of, you're not as prepared to gloss over it.
There was a bit where there was a tag in there, and I was like, oh, yeah, it's a tag match.
Yeah. Absolutely. I don't know, I think I'll be reminded during the match itself, and the commentators, even if they can be highly obnoxious and not very good at emotion, they are very good at telling you or reminding you, oh, this happened in match 2 and match 3, and my memories of the early ones are vivid. Felt like they could have just dropped the little things here and there of like, I got your number with this move. Or actually, you know what? I've leveled up to your style, and this is why. A bit more emphasis on this is where we're at in terms of the dynamic between the two teams. I just thought it, and what a generous version of me might have called this deft and dovetailing once upon a time. In fact, I thought that in trying to do too much and build too many things at once, I was desperate for one killer go-home angle or statement of you need to see this match on Sunday, and I don't think I got it here on top of almost everything else. As good as the action was on the night, and with Hamflett, really, for once, not a killer go-home show. A killer show, not a killer go-home show, if that makes any sense.
It was a bit lightweight in tone, which didn't serve the matches for the pay-per-view. It also didn't necessarily serve this placement on the card as the main event match of the night when you knew that the only thing left was MJF Hangman. I quite enjoyed elements of it in that way that it's one of my favourite elite bits ever. The Young Bucks can't help but be knowing. I could visualise in my head, like the one they did with Kennedy the time. It's like, on Sunday, we're going to kick the rest of the pay-per-view. Tonight, we get our pound of flesh coming next. And that's how those Raws would always end way back when. And it would always be this lightweight. It was like, here's a little bit of Sunday, but you got to buy Sunday.
Yeah.
This is the fart about. You do have to buy Sunday. And that's what this was. But I'm with Sidge. I don't really care about Briscoe Ciampa too much. But the Bucks FTR stuff, like the metering out of all the various beats have been done in all sorts of funny order, and you've been left with these two matches, which you can think whatever you want about the two matches, but they, if anything, like, I really love the super kick in the chair early doors with Stokely, and then the family stuff, like, I went out my way to watch when I didn't have to. Like, there's been some effective stuff. I'm actually into the match again.
I'm still into it.
You know, I am into the match again, but...
Who won Mile High Madness? Babyfaces.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. That's what they should have done. They should have had that, and then FTR should have been like, bollocks. Well, if we're having all this fun, then they're probably going to beat us. Yeah. We need to get in their heads whilst also, having a little something for ourselves.
Yeah.
Let's get their family.
Yeah, exactly.
I realise that you can't, the shows were what they were, but you know what I mean?
Do you know what, though? I would like...
I was location-specific one.
People loved Mile High Madness as well, right? And I honestly sometimes think that's Tony Khan's blessing and curse as a booker. He might have thought of Mile High Madness as a concept when he looked, we've got Denver in 6 days. And I've got all these wrestlers. This sounds pretty cool. What do you think, 10 wrestlers? And we're going to make this class. Like, and at this point, there's not a single thought given to there. Does it totally make sense for them what we're doing? Not really, because they're all really excited about the things they think will be class. And I think that's, as I say, a blessing and a curse, because there's absolutely loads of people delighted by it, but it does sometimes chip away at the other stuff.
Yeah.
Right, let's get to the main event segment of the show. Brilliant video package, well worth checking out.
So
get you hyped up for Sunday on MGF's and Hangman Page's history within this company.
Don't need them. Don't need them, do we?
That's what you've been told.
Jesus Christ. This is
brilliant.
This is really,
awesome.
Really awesome.
Awesome stuff. And then it was time for their press conference, located somewhere. Bryan Danielson is the moderator, and there's a sort of like a post-show press conference scrum thing, isn't there? And Danielson welcomes in Hangman Page, and then the champion, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and goes to the press for questions. First one being how MJF cost, obviously, Jet Set Radio the Trios titles last week. Is this about the title or is it about revenge? And Page says it's both. It's always been about the world title, but after MJF crossed the Trios title, he's going to take what MJF holds dearest. Next question. If someone's watching AEW for the first time and watching Texas Death, what you want to leave with? MJF said it's sickening and stupid he has to wrestle in a match like this, but he'll still be leaving world champion, and Hangman fights back. You'll be leaving in an ambulance. A reporter reminds MJF that he lost twice to Hangman last year. How can you beat him this year? MJF calls that person a tub of goo. Says he won't lose to Hangman
Shawn
again.
Michaels, December 97. If you know, you know.
He's not going to lose again. He's going to be leaving as champion.
Thanks, Jiah, you fat tub of goo.
Great question, Garth Brooks.
What will Page take from his previous Texas Death matches into this one on Sunday? Page said he's the master of this match, and MJF doesn't stand a snowball's chance in hell. He's going to teach him a lesson, one drop of blood at a time. Denise Salcedo's there. She brings up Page's track record. Is this a convergence of all of his stories leading to this? And Page talks about how they've compared careers for 6 years, and this is just going to be basically a replay from what happened at last year's Revolution, only way more bloody. And the final question goes to Page. Who are you in AEW if you can't compete for the AEW World title? I think I've forgot to mention earlier on, Page just straight up said, I don't need to worry about not fighting for the world title again because I'm going to win the world title again. But MJF leaps all over this. He says, great question. And he calls for some drinks to be brought to them. And he says, I'll take it around to him to toast Page's final shot, basically the AEW World title. But Page smacks the drink out of MJF's hand and they brawl. And they brawl out of the press conference, back into the arena. Security eventually gets involved as they head to the ring. They try pulling Page off, but instead he takes out all of them, lays out like 10-odd members of security. Meanwhile, whilst all this is going on, MJF has put on the beautiful diamond ring. He runs, but eats a dead eye. Page goes under the ring and reveals a barbed wire board. He's got MJF on the apron, but before he can hit anything onto this barbed wire, MJF scurries away through the crowd before Page can get him. And Tony Schiavone says, there'll be no running on Sunday come Revolution to close out this show.
Did not work at all. I would describe this as a noble failure because I would be a complete hypocritical dickhead if I sat here in this chair and criticized them for the idea. I have campaigned for a different approach, for a different sports-oriented approach where the framework is this is a goddamn sport, and it would just make everything feel so much more legitimate and credible and easier to watch if attempts like this were made to do something like this, very different to it in execution, but like it instead of, like, I don't know, backstage stunts involving vehicles and all right, the wrestlers coming out now to do the run-in, play the music. Like, I want more of this, but not in this way. I knew it was going to fail. I don't trust AEW's production for nothing at this point. Like, I really think that their production team, I think it's poor. I think it's actively poor. Sound issues continue to be a problem. Backstage, every interview just looks like really, really cheap. And it's a shame because Renee Paquette, excellent at her job, but there are just problems. It just feels like so rushed and apathetic, and these pre-tapes just go on for 20 seconds. Like, oh no, the bangers! We need more bangers! I get it. This, right, looked so phony. So they do the thing, and I can see the backs of 5 heads.
Yes.
Right. The reason why it's phony, it's because it's a TV angle. They never do this. It's a fake press conference. It's pretty much dead as a bit before either MJF or Hangman Page open their mouths to say anything. The mere blocking of this, the mere existence of it, means it's dead. And the sad thing is, as much as I would like to see something like it done well, they probably ain't going to do this again anytime soon. You see 5 heads, right? Instantly I'm thinking, right, not only does it kind of look fake, but now it looks rinky-dink. The whole idea of doing a talking segment for a big match on pay-per-view is to give it that big fight feel. This ain't, women's match. We'll get to that on the preview. This isn't, Bandito versus Andrade. This isn't the match that's going to be good. This is what you buy the show for.
Mm-hmm.
This is big. This is big. This has got the big time fight feel. God damn it, 5 journals care. Like there's 5 journalists who care about it in this press conference. It's not exactly like all of the media and the wrestling world has its eyes on it. You can see visually there's 10 sets of eyeballs on it.
I just thought Meltzer could be asked to leave his seat.
I know.
And I've just thought about that now. Like, no, wait,
I reckon if he was,
like,
if in fact he was asked, he would have calmly said, do you know how bad that would look? And seeing what I get accused of every week and all the rest of it. But Meltzer's on camera, front row, and even he's like, well, it's a fake wrestling angle. I'm not going to do it. It was a bad look to have 5 people. It made your big fight feel match look literally tiny, like only 5 people were interested in it. Like I've been in that room. It's kind of horrible. It's really nerve-wracking because you're in the presence of pro wrestling stars, and like as much as you want to say, I'm an analyst, I'm a critic, I'm not a fan. You're still a fan, and it's a pretty difficult ask when, all right, okay, I don't want to ask a kayfabe question, but you have to try and find a way of doing it, and then you try and answer like. You try and ask a question that's got nothing to do with kayfabe, you just get nope. So like you just don't know what you're doing there. So I understand it's nerve-wracking. I've been in the room, but like. Because it's nerve-wracking, you don't want nervous people to appear on television, and some of them were nervous, and it just felt like, oh, God, this is dying on its ass. They could have, MJF and Hangman Page could have said all of the things they said to each other against any other backdrop. Contract signing, final face-to-face, give Chris Jericho a ring. You're still paying him, apparently, so like get use out with him.
Yeah.
Have you got some stupid synonym for this kind of face-to-face confrontation or whatever? This looked small time and fake is what it looked, more than anything else.
Texas Death Chat.
Yes. You can't understand why the fans in the building booed it before they even give it a chance. It looked fake and they didn't get to watch it. And it's the main event segment and all the rest of it. Like if you want to buy an AEW ticket, you're well within your rights to do whatever you want. If MJF's going to cut a promo on the show, you kind of want to see it, and you're within your rights to want to see that. In my opinion, it's MJF cutting a promo. This, in fact, was so poorly received by everyone in the building and me watching at home, and it just looked so bad that I've completely kind of forgotten what they said to each other, and it was really hard to try and zone in on that. I kind of got the feeling that the whole thing they were going for here was to ramp up the stakes and really sell the idea of, oh my God, Hangman Page is bricking it. He's bluffing.
Yeah.
He's way too quick with his responses. Is it a reach to say some of them were deliberately lame? Or has he kind of just got that going from right now where he's at as a character?
Leading an ambulance was particularly weak, wasn't it? And
there were 2 lines that felt like, is he doing this on purpose, where he's too quick to answer and he's not that sort of witty, cocksure guy of old? Like, it'll be the same as the other one, just more bloody, if anything.
Yeah, it's a good take.
Maybe. Because the whole idea was he's bluffing, because it all led to that moment of, who are you without this title? And it's like, well, I've obviously been thinking about it the whole time, but now that you've said it, now I have to address it. And as well, like, I thought the first 2 seconds of the punch-up looked good. Like, he could not have used more force to get that beer out of his hand. And MJF's like, he's a master at throwing things at people as well, isn't he? He really is. I actually like that bit, but, I mean, who cares? It just looks so small-time and rinky-dink. I don't know if you can do this type of thing in the context of a pro wrestling TV show, which is a bit of a shame. I just felt like too drastic a departure from the norm of how these things are done, and it just looked and felt fake. The back of 5 journalists' heads is pretty much the opposite of the world is watching this big match.
Yeah, I can't really disagree with any of that. I was like,
He wants to.
I do want to. Yeah, I was.
He's desperate.
I was backing it more than what we got. I think it was a production failure for me. I think that's what I kept going back to.
It looked so bad.
I would do the idea again, but like, as in do it again, change all of it. Like, I suppose I should be fairer to the fans about like, because we do typically try not to pick on fans specifically, but I thought booing it before anyone said a word was like really petty and bitchy and moany.
Yeah.
I understand. I
No,
take your
I
point
agree
about
with
you
that.
bought a ticket and you might want to get an MJF
You want an
promo. So
MJF
I do
promo.
get that, yeah, actually. But like, booing, like right out the gate, this is like this is the wrestlers you love, and you probably, come on,
They
use
have
your brains.
Collision as well.
Yeah, like, and use your brains. You know you're going to get them out there at some point.
Okay.
Like, maybe you don't know that, I suppose. You just do what you want and you paid for your ticket. But, like, switch that off. Like, and if you can't switch it off, that's a failing. Like, if you cannot switch off crowd noise, or, like, if you've wired it in order to, get a pop if one of them says something really cool, and that's not happening, turn it off. Like, or pipe in some fake noise, whatever. Like, make these lines seem like the biggest things, that you can offer.
I couldn't even tell if it was worked gimmick or not. So the backs of the 5 heats, and then what sounded like disembodied voices.
I had to go and check, right? So Denise Salcedo's uploaded the footage to her YouTube because I was certain it was stand-ins and then people had like Skyped their questions over or whatever, which, is a way to do it, I suppose. But no, she's filmed where she was sitting, you're watching the press conference from her angle and that. So my assumption is everybody was in the room because, again, the sound was off and it was all very...
It was real
Yeah. I would... Because I think we're on the same page. Like, I'm with you. I would rather see them come up with new ways to do the same old stuff.
Yeah.
So I would want to see them try stuff like this.
It was like, I've been petitioning for this exact thing. Sports-oriented, like, make it feel like legitimate in some way. They tried. Well, you tried.
Cake. Yeah.
Kind of Gray's like, well, don't waste it.
He's vacated the Evolve title.
It's no longer a Volvo.
Seen, I'll tell you afterwards, doesn't matter. Let us know your thoughts on AEW Dynamite in the comment section below, or on X at WhatCulture WWE. Well, actually, you can follow all 4 of us, sort of. You can follow Michael Hamflett at
hamflettx@gmail.com. I'm also on Cameo.
follow Michael Sidgwick
I don't know. I am Sidgwick.
Follow our brilliant producer Adam Nicholas at,
It's Adam Nicholas.
and you can follow me at Adam Wilbourn. Follow us all at WhatCulture WWE. As I said, make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling wherever you get your podcast from for daily wrestling podcasts. The Dadleys will be doing a preview of AEW Revolution very soon, and of course,
4 matches.
we'll be back on Monday live on YouTube to review AEW Revolution. But for now, it's been the Dynamite review. My thanks to Hamflett, Sidgwick, to Nicholas. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon.